from Yamaha.
This coverage is brought to you by Motorcycle Mechanics Institute. Live your passion, accelerate your future. And by Honda, the power of dreams. And by United Specialties, home of the trendsetter. We'll check in with Brett Kepner as we bring you the Schnitz Tech Tip for the latest hop-ups for your hot rod motorcycle. Now, here's Brett.
It's pretty difficult to go anywhere on the property at an AMA Prostar Drag Racing National event and not see the giant rolling K&N Filters billboard of Pro Stock racer Steve Johnson. But that billboard's up there for a good reason. Johnson is not only one of the K&N sponsored riders, he's the guy that indeed does the on-track diagnostics, if you will, of basic filtration. And your objective is not necessarily to apply this to your bike specifically, but to come up with information that can be sold to the street bike racer, right?
Exactly. We want the most amount of air to go inside the engine and have it be clean. Obviously, you could shove cotton everywhere and not get any air in there. It'd be clean, but you wouldn't have much air in there. Everybody's performance-oriented right now, and they want the most amount of air so you can put the most amount of fuel with it. The key is rocks and dirt get inside your engine and cost you expensive engine repairs.
Certainly the biggest concern of everybody when it comes to filtration is restriction. K&N goes to great lengths to make sure that it's the best high-flow filtration system. But how much can a street rider expect to lose in performance?
They can lose up to 0.2 of a second on a drag strip in 1/4 of a mile. Obviously, the numbers can go from higher to lower, but the main thing that they want to do is not have expensive engine repairs. And it might not be expensive, but when you tear your motorcycle apart and find a rock inside your combustion chamber and you find the aftermath of a bent valve or a bad valve seat, nobody wants to spend that money. So we just tell them, hey, high flow filters is K&N, put it in your motorcycle and you have a great time.
Now let's get to the pro finals, beginning with a street bike shootout. Here is Barry Henson from Davie, Florida, riding a Honda, the Honda team guy, against Ricky Gadsden from Sicklerville, New Jersey, on a Kawasaki.
This is the number 1 and 2 bike in the country, but this is Barry Henson's first time back to the track since the first race. After the first race, he was in a street bike accident and had horrible injuries to his arms and legs, and here he's coming back with a vengeance.
Big vengeance, 7:55 beats out an 8:46.
I just come back from a bad accident, hadn't been back on the track for about 3 months now, so it was the first time back on the bike, and my whole goal was not to try to blow the thing up. I don't want to go 40s or 30s. I just want to go consistent 50s every round. It's what we did the last time out. We said, look, let's don't turn it up anymore. Let's just do the same thing and try to go over and over again. And that's what we did.
Take a look at the points. Are a lot closer than you thought. Slow still in the lead over Stotts. Now, Pro Stock final, David Fizel from Hudson, Iowa, on a Harley-Davidson against Craig Treble from Hensley, Arkansas, on a Suzuki.
And this is the first time that Harley-Davidson has been in an AMA Pro Star final, and he's up against the Vance and Hines backed bike of Craig Treble.
Well, looks like Frizzell had problems with the Harley, never got off the starting line. 7:22, the winning elapsed time for Treble at 183.
You know, I tell John Torok over at Maco Tools, I've had this bike out a bunch testing, and we just fly in testing. So maybe next time I go to NHRS, I say it's just a test session.
Works for me.
Looks like Steve Johnson has a decent lead right there in the points competition. Now, Pro Modified final, Charlie Farah from Hendersonville, Tennessee, the number 1 qualifier, will be going against this man, Monty Campbell from Venice, Florida, on a Kawasaki.
And this is an all CNW Cycle Works final, so to this team, there are no losers. I know Charlie Farah wants to continue that streak, but boy, Monty Campbell would love to pull one off here.
Well, Campbell was first on the starting line, 094 to a 116, but Farah first to the finish line, 672, 201, beats a 685.
I'm just glad my teammate Monty Campbell made it to the final with us. It's been 1 and 2, like 3 out of the 4 races this year, and I'm just glad to run him in the final.
Farah with over 180 points lead over Campbell. Now, funny bike final. Glenn Nickelberry from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, will go up against Mark Connor from Canyon Lake, Texas, the number 1 and 3 qualifier.
And this is a great battle anytime you get the import versus the Harley-Davidsons. But Nickelberry has had a strong season this year. So we'll see if he can get around Mark Connor and put a number on the board.
Well, he's first off the starting line, 103 to a 127 reaction time. First to the finish line, Connor had problems, slowed to a 909. Nickelberry, the winner, 660, 210.
You ready for some big 2:30.660.
Oh, God, Lord, you did it. You did it.
But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. 2:10.
Oh, Lord. God, are you serious?
I swear.
Well, Hogan still in the lead, but Nickelberry with that win moves up to number 3 and threatening. And finally, the stars of the show, the Top Fuel guys, Doug Vansel going against Larry McBride. That's the Spider-Man right there. That's Vansel right there. Out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, the Harley of Vansel will try and stop McBride's domination.
And really, with the difference in these two bikes, it would take a mistake on McBride's part in order for Vansel to get by, even though he's the quickest of the Harleys.
Spidey bites again. 6:04 beats out a 6:73.
Do you even need me to tell you? 6:04, 2:37.
Okay, see, that's exactly what we wanted to do. So
You always managed to do exactly what you wanted to do.
yeah, you just get down the track without smoking the tire, and that puts wins on the board and points on the board for the championship. So that's what we're shooting for.
Well, speaking of points, look at that lead by Larry McBride. Wow, he is blowing everybody away. Congratulations to these other winners here in St. Louis. Now, our next event will come to you from Norwalk Raceway Park in Norwalk, Ohio, next Wednesday, 11 p.m. at our usual time. Join us then. Until then, I'm Ted Jones for Keith Kaiser and Brett Kepner. So long, everyone. For copies of this show, log on to masterstv.com.